McHale who gets a catch. He's got patrol.
For 181 days, the airwaves of SEC Sports was quiet. Nothing new, instead of just the best of highlights and old games. And now, for the first time in 6 months, finally, after a long last, live sports have returned to the air of SEC Sports. Alongside first game back, we're already having jitters. Alongside Allison Vogt, I'm Alex Wested. And Allison, for the first time in 6 months, we have live sports to celebrate, live sports to watch. And it starts out tonight with soccer.
Yes, it does. And how exciting for these girls to actually come out and play the sport. I know there was obviously some fears about, is the Minnesota State High School League going to be back or not? And I'm just really excited that these kids get to play a game they love.
As we look in there to the pregame scrum of the Tartan Titans and head coach Eric Tvetten in his 16th season as head of the Air Force Blue and Silver, there was, like you said, a number of concerns that happened and a number of rules that were changed and modifications that had to be made to allow for sports to be played under the circumstances that we settle ourselves. But for the Tartan Titans, coming out a season ago, one win in 2019, already with a win this season, having defeated North St. Paul here at Tartan Stadium on Saturday by a final of 9-2. A good start for the Tartan Titans and improving on where they were a season ago.
Yeah, well, you mean the year is 2020, and as we know, it's been a weird year, and so there's nothing to say that these girls can't just put 2019 behind them and move on and have a good season.
As the starting lineups for the visiting South St. Paul Packers tonight being announced under head coach Tom Hart, and the South St. Paul Packers have been a thorn in the side for the Tartan Titans for a number of seasons now. They are 7-3 in the last 10 contests that were played. Again, the teams only meet once a year based on the rotation for the Metro East. The last win for Tartan coming back on September 2nd of 2014, almost 6 years ago to the day, is going to be important for the Tartan Titans to be able to handle this South St. Paul squad that's really had their number the last number of years.
Yeah, sometimes there's just something about a team that you play for some reason. They always just seem to beat you, or you always seem to beat them. And once again, like I said, it was 2020. It's the year's 2020. You know, it's been a weird year. Anything can happen. And if there's one year that Tartan's going to break that chain, it's going to be this year.
And for the South St. Paul Packers out of the Metro East Conference, last season the number 3 seed in the section, I believe they were in 4A before sections got redrawn just this past year. Now in section 3A, they lost to the number 6 seed St. Paul Highland Park 1-0 in the section quarterfinals a year ago. Looks like the Titans wearing the Air Force Blue uniforms tonight. They'll start with possession here in the first half. If this is your first time watching high school soccer of any kind, and again, it's the only sport going on that we can televise across the Minnesota State High School League. If it's your first time watching, it's 2 halves, 40 minutes running time. There is some stop time that occurs within the last, I believe it's the last 10 minutes of the first half and the second half, and some other rules changes in years past that we will tell you about as the game progresses. Again, the officials here tonight, we want to thank them for their service, as they are in just the same position as the players and coaches are. If you always are interested in becoming a rest, visit www.mshsl.org, where you can find more information about becoming a high school official. As they are announcing the Tartan starting lineup here, as the Titans have already taken the field before coming out of the tunnel, probably the socially distant way of having the starting lineups announced. Again, the only sports being played right now, boys soccer, girls swim and dive, also underway, as they will be playing as well. However, inside, they'll be closed for the time being. Titans have possession here as they'll start things off here in the opening half. A challenge won by South St. Paul. They'll send it back, as it looked as though the flag was drawn, and instead South St. Paul will be able to start possession. Off onto the far side as we look into the sun, the Packers will move north to south here. And a long drive cleared on goal, almost intercepted. but still holding on to it is South St. Paul as they'll try to take it here onto the near side where it can be taken further now by Addie Waska. Waska watches it go right on the out of bounds line. It is the, I believe it is the black line that signifies the out of bounds here for soccer. Some miscommunication here as far as who's going to take the throw in for South St. Paul, and it will be McKenna Deering to throw into the near side, looking for the corner as we'll try to type there. Again, it goes out of bounds. This time it should stay on the side of South St. Paul. So have another throw in, and this will be a Tartan throw in instead. Throw going here on the near side, looks for Gretchen Draves, trying to go onto the near wing, but it goes back into the back line for South St. Paul as they'll send it all the way back in goal. We're starting tonight for the Packers is a junior number 00, Kayla Matuzak. As a ball back into the center of the pitch. It can be taken further along now here on the near side for the Packers and a little bit too far as it passed that time from Caroline McLaughlin, looking further up ahead for Gabby Owens, finds its way out of bounds. Darting on the near side throwing in is Danica Draves. Trying to work back in before the ball taken back away from South St. Paul. Through ball attempted, going back into the back line to try to get to it though is Bryn Bauer, the captain. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong roster. Naomi Miller rather on the back line for Tartan. As the ball will go out of bounds once again. It'll be another throw coming up for the Packers. Throw into the corner, can be taken here by Tartan as they'll try to kick it further up along. It's intercepted here though by South St. Paul as McKenna Deering trying to cross in front. And a good save made by the Tartan netminder wearing number 77 is Ella Curiel. And she'll try to clear the ball up so far. And in the early going here, inside 37 minutes remaining here so far, South St. Paul had the better of play.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell they're controlling the ball a little bit more. Sometimes I've noticed with Tartan that when they do get the ball, they either maybe kick it a little bit too far, they're not trapping it nice and easy down to their own feet.
Ball can be played with now. It's sent back into the center of the pitch where it can be taken further up ahead, but without numbers. And so the Titans do a good job of clearing it onto the far side. It can be taken further along and a pass further up ahead from Abby Roseburg onto the far wing. Well, they'll try to center. Roseburg has it again. Trying to work into the box. Center and cross in front. Goes all the way back. It'll go out of bounds, and it should be a throw in coming here for the Tartan Titans. For South St. Paul, one contest so far that has been played, and that occurred last Thursday, the 27th of August, at Henry Sibley, where they fell by a final of 2-1. South St. Paul will not make their home debut until Thursday when they'll play a crosstown rival, the Simley Spartans. Throw in coming here from the corner to take it in. Here's Danica Draves. For the Titans, goes off a couple of players, one for each side. Can be taken over here now by Carolyn McLaughlin. McLaughlin working into the center, cuts it back, loses the handle before it can be tried to take it here for the Packers, and a shot and a score! Chaos in front for the Tartan Titans, and the Packers have gone on the scoreboard first.
That was great control that she had there of the ball. It was a nice little touch that she gave from her left foot to her right foot, and then she just had a rocket right into the net.
So for the Packers, McKenna Deering gets on the scoreboard first. We'll take a look at it here. Like Allison said, nice job of dribbling, then just working away, a simple pass. And a nice job by Deering to find and create the open space, and puts it past Ella Curiel for the first goal of the contest. Mentioned last year, the teams played a meeting back on October the 5th of 2019 at South St. Paul's Ettinger Field. And the Packers victorious on that occasion by a score of 3-1. We talked earlier about the last 10 contests between these two teams dating back to 2010 as the ball goes out of bounds, and it should be a Packer throw. As we look at the last 10 meetings and the last 5 victories for the South St. Paul Packers, they have scored no fewer than 3 goals in each of the contests, scoring 9 against Tartan on the 3rd of October in 2017. Tartan's last victory against these teams came, as we said earlier, on September 2nd, 2014, a 2-1 final, and they have not won back-to-back contests against South St. Paul since 2011-2010. So as play continues here now, Titans starting to show some pressure, but the ball goes out of bounds again. It'll be another Packer throw, or no, it will be a Tartan throw. 5 minutes remaining, or not 5 minutes remaining, I'm sorry, 5 minutes elapsed watching a lot of soccer over the summer. I'm used to the clock running up, not down, so it'll take a little readjusting to that. Ball thrown into the middle, can be taken further here. Through ball attempted, almost intercepted by the Titans. As they'll try to carry it back in, now back the other way. Ellie Volkers trying to work her way around the wing, got it further for Gretchen Draves. Centering attempt in front is smothered quickly by Matusak, and the Packers will get a chance to reset.
Yeah, Packers coming back now, the Titans are coming back now, putting a little bit more pressure on, which is good to see. Hope to always see a competitive game.
We'll have the whistle and the infraction that'll go Tartan's way. Tartan Titans so far, 2 contests. They beat North St. Paul on Saturday morning, in fact, 10 a.m. start for those 2 teams, by a score of 9-2. They had 1 win a season ago, and so far they have equated that, but certainly looking to continue to improve and build the program around. A nice move, and shot and goal from a sharp angle, and we're tied at 1.
That was a beautiful move around the defender there. She just dipsy-dooed around her and was able just to pull another rocket shot just straight into the net.
We love this effort that we've seen so far from the Tartan Titans. And for Tartan, as they get onto the scoreboard to tie the game at 1, beautiful strike from Angela Huezo Gutierrez, the sophomore, who had 3 goals, scored a hat trick against North St. Paul on Saturday, so that's goal number 4 on the young season for her, as the Packers look to respond in kind back the other way. Ball goes back through the center, off the foot that time of Deering as it goes all the way back onto the far side. It can be taken further, now cleared out here this time by Rachel Rash before the Packers can regain possession and create some open space. Here to the near side, Adiwaska trying to get it, but some excellent defense back the other way by Ellie Volkers. Allows the ball to stay in the middle of the pitch. Volkers will have it again, working her way back to the center. Tried to feed onto the far side for Jillian Tabaka, but could not do so cleanly, so they'll go back to reset slightly. Working back into the center now. Rash back onto the far side as it'll go out of bounds past Allie Rash. It'll be a throw-in upcoming for Tartan as it went off one of the Packers. Off the far side, a bit of miscommunication there. Not sure whose ball was supposed to be fielded, but the Packers will take possession right at the center of the pitch. Attempted through ball, not quite good enough, and so the Titans will look to reset back the other way, but it goes out of bounds. Now, Allison, the question that I have is that with all of the restrictions and the inability of these teams to really hold practices in the same way that they did a year ago, what adjustments do you think that the players have had to make both on and off the field, especially on game days?
I think a lot of it's just an attitude adjustment. It's one of those things where it is what it is, and you have to figure out how you're going to come together as a team. And if you have the mental toughness to overcome this, you're going to be a very successful team. Teams that are not mentally tough are not going to do as great because their attitude's going to be poor.
We have a whistle away from the ball outside of the area, but it'll be Tartan advantage anyway. For the Tartan Titans, last year, a season ago, 1-13-1 in their 15 contests that they played. They played the number 1 seed Stillwater in the section quarterfinals, falling by a score of 10-0. That's where they've been for much of the last 5 years, a program on the rebuild. But if there's anyone able to do it, it's Eric Fenton, who in 16 years has steered the helm of this Tartan Titans through a very difficult and contested Metro East Conference, and certainly something that he will certainly look for as time goes by. Ball onto the far side. Look further that time for Adiwaska, trying to center back in front, but it goes on goal, and a save made that time by the senior Curiel. And she'll take her time going back up the pitch here. In the 9th minute of play, all tied up at 1. The ball goes back into the center, can be taken further here now by Tartan. Some great ball defense there as they try to move the ball onto the far side. Rash sends a through ball up ahead further that time for Jillian Tabaka, but she won't be able to get to it, and the ball will go out of bounds. We'll have another South St. Paul throw upcoming, unless it went off of one of the Packers, but it looks like it will be a South St. Paul throw. Back to the far side as they'll try to clear it along. We're going to have a whistle away from the ball, and there'll be a foul against. It'll go towards South St. Paul's way. Not quite sure what happened there, unfortunately. And so South St. Paul will take the ball in their own defensive half of the pitch. Further up ahead now. So trying to clear it around. Centering pass in front. Through ball attempted is not good enough that time, unfortunately. And Naomi Miller will try to play it, but loses the ball as it goes back into the defensive half. Miller will go back to retrieve it this time for Tartan. Doing some fancy footwork to avoid the excellent pressure of Abby Roseborough on that far wing. Through ball attempted there, but the extra support of Danica Draves is successful enough, but the ball will go out of bounds. And it looks as though it'll be outside for a corner kick, I believe, or will it be a throw?
Nope, it's a throw.
Throw coming up all the way on the far side as Deering looks to throw it into the area, but it's gotten to and smothered that time by Curiel as she'll look to start a rush. Aside from the first goal, Ella Curiel has looked quite nice so far in goal.
Even that first goal, there wasn't much that she was going to be able to do on that. It was just a nice shot. But yeah, both these goaltenders have looked really good tonight. They're aggressive. They'll go out and get the ball when the ball is being put into a danger zone, which is always exactly what you need to do in soccer as a goalie.
Excellent challenge there from Hueso Gutierrez. She tried to feed Gretchen Draves out in front, but the ball will go out of bounds off the rebound chance there. And again, you notice just how strong Angela Hueso Gutierrez has been so far on the ball tonight, especially when challenging and creating opportunities such like that.
Yeah, definitely an exciting player to watch. I mean, when that move around that defense woman there was absolutely incredible.
Number of substitutions coming on for the Tartan Titans. It's one change that has been made so far in order to allow for soccer to be played under these circumstances. But that only occurs, well, that occurs a couple of times, where substitution procedures allow that social distancing must be ensured as a shot on goal is gotten to there by Matuzak. Where substitutions and players coming on the pitch have to separate 6 feet before entering the field of play. Officials or teammates are included in that 6 feet. But then also on corner kicks, substitutions are not allowed simply due to the players that are going to be clustered together. And so to create that space and that separation, they have chosen to eliminate corner kicks or substitutions on those corner kicks. Meanwhile, through ball further up ahead off the foot of Draves. It goes out. It'll be a Packer throw upcoming. The other thing that you'll notice too is that in years past soccer games there have been the ball kids on the sideline, but again, in an effort to minimize exposure and minimize risk, except for one child on the sideline, there is no ball kid to the extreme that we have seen in years past, where sometimes it'll be 5, 6, 7, or 8 ball kids. So the ball on the sideline, it can be taken here now. It'll be Brooklyn Fishbot will throw it. It can be taken further that time. A nice tie up there by McKenna Deering, the goal scorer for South St. Paul. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be a Tartan throw upcoming as the Titans continue to work their way up the pitch. Further side off the head that time of Brooke Laska. As it goes into the foot, a nice chance now here back the other way for Jamie Vogel. Vogel working through traffic, but excellent defense by Leanna Fromming on the backside.
That was excellent. She had used her body to protect the ball and get in between her and the forward. That was awesome.
Whistle on the far side. We're going to have more substitutions. The Titans will rotate some of their players out. Again, if you are watching high school, and so will the Packers for the same reason, if you're watching high school soccer for the first time, there's no limit to substitutions. And again, just a great chance, as you see there, for the Tartan Titans that was snuffed out by the South St. Paul defense. But no limitation to substitutions. And if you are watching us for the first time, we do appreciate you coming in and watching the best of girls soccer here on SEC Sports. We have a number of contests scheduled through the rest of the month of September, and we'll give you those certainly when we get a chance to talk about those. But it's been a long time since we've been back, and we're certainly glad to be exactly that, to share these moments in these high school athletes and athletics with you. Good chance on a rush attempted that time there by Deering on the far side. It can be intercepted further now. The Titans had numbers back the other way, but just a little bit off the foot there, not enough to create a chance, and the ball goes out of bounds on an excellent defense on the backside. Throw coming onto the far sideline for Tartan. As a wait the throw in, trying to put it in front. They were looking that time for Alexa Anderson, but not quite good enough. However, they will hold possession in the attacking half. Through ball was not connected that time for Matheson, and the ball can go back out with numbers. Trying to spring a through ball that time for South St. Paul was Melody Pogorski, but not quite far enough. Instead, the ball will go back into the Tartan attacking half. Trying to work her way around that time was Jamie Vogel, who's been all over the ball in the attacking half. But again, the experience that time of the goaltender Matusak able to get there and take that chance away. Ball here on the near side. Taken over by South St. Paul as they'll try to move forward, but they were unable to do so as it goes off that time of Deering's foot a little bit too far. Perhaps not, as there'll be substitutions that'll come in again for South St. Paul, and one substitution on the far sideline for Tartan. You do see another change, of course, is that the teams are separated on opposite ends of the field, where the North St. Paul side is, I'm sorry, not the North St. Paul side, the South St. Paul side is on the near side closer to us, and the Tartan Titans are on their home sideline. A change from years past. The ball goes out the back line. It'll be a goal kick upcoming here. 24 minutes remaining as we enter what would be the 16th minute of play. 1-1 the score. It was McKenna Deering who got on the scoreboard for the South St. Paul Packers early, and then it was equalized very quickly thereafter on a good response by Angela Hueso Gutierrez, and that's how we've gotten to where we are. Ball into the far side. Can be sent further back up. They'll try to go on a through ball this time, but going back to get to it was Naomi Miller, who tries to play defense, and a cross attempt will go out of bounds. Not quite enough to save it, but a good effort by the South St. Paul Packers to save it and create a chance, but it'll be a goal kick as Bella Anderson unable to hold that ball in.
Yeah, it was the right idea. She was just the ball was just a little bit ahead of her, and I know how frustrating that can be when you can see the ball right there and you can't get to it.
We do see this sometimes in high school soccer where the goalies will defer to another player, and so Kennedy Szymanski will take the kick here for Tartan. A near side kick looking further that time, but it got intercepted by a Packer, and now the South St. Paul is able to hold it in again. McLaughlin tried to send a through ball that time for Roseburg, and the ball will be taken back the other way here by Tartan as they'll go onto the far side, trying to cut back, trying to work their way through. But the defense of the South St. Paul Packers is strong enough to push them to the outside. The through ball goes through. That would have been offsides anyway, I believe, but there's a whistle. And there'll be a foul away from the ball back about midfield.
I think the ball just went out there.
Throw incoming here for South St. Paul, intercepted nicely by the Tartan Titans as they'll try to work back into the attacking half to create a chance off the back, the base of the foot really, that allows South St. Paul to go back the other way. Too strong on that pass, can be taken out here again by Tartan. Great move defensively that time by Ashley Holton. And she'll try to send the through ball, is intercepted, goes past through a couple of Packers. They'll try to tangle up, going back on the far side there, that time for Fromming. Fromming will send it out of bounds. We'll have a throw coming up for the Tartan Titans. On the far sideline, taking the throw in is Laska. Laska will send it through and behind the goalposts there. From a sharp angle, not a whole lot you could do on that throw. And so what they'll do is they'll take a substitution break here too, and the goal kick will be upcoming here for South St. Paul. Tuzak on the ball as the sun continues to set here in Oakdale, Minnesota. Beautiful night for soccer. 70 degrees, 8-mile-an-hour winds going from south to north, left to right across your television screen. And the near side ball just a little bit past everybody, can be taken further. Oh, great foot that time by the Titans, Kennedy Szymanski, to force the ball back into the center, but it had to be kicked out further before coming back to get to it now as Abby Roseburg. Taken further along now by the goal scorer for the Packers, McKenna Deering. And a bit of miscommunication there, and the ball seemingly bouncing all over the place tonight. Could be taken further there. The whistle will blow as that was a foul against South St. Paul. There'll be a free kick coming there. Probably a borderline call, if anything, for me. So for the free kick upcoming for Tartan from about 40 yards out. Miller to take, and she'll defer rather, for Laska. Laska trying to send the through ball through, but it's right on goal from a Tusak. And when you're trying to set up plays on a free kick such as that, what are you trying to go for with your offense?
I guess it depends on what kind of offense you have. Some teams will do what they did and just go for a through ball, almost treat it like a corner kick, just put it in front of the net, see if your players can get there. Other teams will give a pass, just a short pass out to someone else and try to set up, and just continue to try to set up the play in the top third.
Frowling sends it out of bounds. It'll be another throw up coming here for Tartan. Aside from that first 5 minutes or so of the contest, it's been really a back and forth affair where these teams really seem to be pretty balanced on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. It looks like both teams have pretty aggressive defense women who are not afraid to challenge you if you have the ball and make you make a mistake.
In the center of the pitch, intercepted again here by the Tartan Titans. That back line has been spectacular tonight so far for the team in blue. Playing the near side, great job that time by Alexa Anderson to take the ball away, but it goes off and out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick up coming for Tartan. This will be the first corner kick of the game, and again a reminder, no substitutions can occur on a corner kick. So we'll see if at all that plays into factor here. And of course, special teams, corner kicks being exactly that, so important to a team's success.
Yeah, when you're the corner kicker, you want to make sure it doesn't curve back out of bounds.
Laska's corner, good job there. Punched out of the air by Kayla Tusak and back into the center. We're going to be taken away by the Packers. They'll try to gain possession, but an excellent job by Miller on that back line to take over. Ball taken here further now by the Packers as they'll try to clear it back up through center. Nice job that time by Miller to push it back further and allow the back line a chance to regather for the Titans. It's intercepted here by South St. Paul. So try to go. This ball spinning right on the turf, and it'll go out of bounds. It should be a throw-in upcoming for the Tartan Titans. Szymanski will have a whistle, and there'll be substitutions that'll come on. 1-1 the score, 17:45 and counting. 22nd minute of play here in the opening half. Again, 2 halves, 40 minutes. As they'll await the throw coming here from Szymanski high into the air. As it will go all the way back into the attacking zone here for Tartan as Anderson tries to get a chance on. She'll cut it back. Anderson centering in front. They will get to this now. The goal scorer for Tartan, Hueso Gutierrez. They'll try to send a ball through, but it looked like it hit and redirected off of a South St. Paul player, and so easily able to get to that one is Matusak. Matusak's ball, trying to start the rush back the other way for South St. Paul. Excellent footwork that time by McKenna Deering, but it's taken away by the Tartan Titans. Hueso Gutierrez trying to work her way back to the center. Great defensive foot that time by Frumming. Ball will go back into the area, can be sent out of bounds, and a right decision that time by Alyssa Schindeldecker to put the ball back out of play.
That's another great defensive play by South St. Paul's defensewoman.
Have more substitutions coming on. The throw will come here on the near side. It'll be Selena Pineda Martinez to make the throw. Looking in front, looking for some help, but again, you see there just as well as the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be a goal kick. You see how well the Tartan defensive line has responded. The South St. Paul back line in their formation has worked so well tonight, where Tartan has been getting chances in the midfield and in the midfielder areas, but once they get on that back line, that last level of execution, that's been tough for Tartan so far.
I think Tartan needs to slow it down a little bit when they do get back there. Sometimes it looks like they might be forcing a player or a ball into the 18, and they would have had a chance just to pass it to a teammate who might be, parallel with them. So I think they just need to slow it down a little bit and make a little bit smarter decisions sometimes.
Packers doing some nice movement there as Henry lost the handle on it, and the Titans able to regain possession. Matheson further up ahead on the near side for Pineda Martinez. looking to get a through ball through, but nobody really there. Again, that back line of South St. Paul does well. It'll be out of bounds. It'll be a Packer throw upcoming.
It does seem like the last 10 minutes or so maybe that we have had a lot of play on the Packer side of the field.
The throw coming up here for the Packers is some substitutions for the Titans and the Packers both. This ball can be thrown in. Froman headed further there for Deering. Froman gets it back from the near side. Great job to take it away. Again, look at this impressive striking ability that Tartan has been able to show here so far. And now Hueso Gutierrez trying to center in front, but just too far that time for Jillian Tabaka. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be another goal kick here for South St. Paul.
Yeah, that was another good cross ball that they had there. I did like that one a little bit more than some of the other ones that they've done to force in. She had her teammates running up there just a little bit far ahead of them.
Angela Hueso Gutierrez, a sophomore. A lot of youth on this team, on the varsity team for the Tartan Titans. You see on their roster 2 freshmen, 4 sophomores, and an 8th grader as well. So a lot of youth, a lot of inexperience, but in games such as this, an opportunity to shine in the brightest of moments. So we'll have a throw coming up here as there is more substitutions, 3 subs coming on for South St. Paul.
And number 11, McLaughlin.
So we'll have a throw coming on the far side. Tartan trying to gain possession, but they'll have to go back to play it. Further up ahead now for Miller. We'll send it further into the attacking half, too far for Tabaka. As the ball will bounce at center, Miller able to get to it. It goes out of bounds this time. Another South St. Paul throw upcoming. 26th minute of play, 1-1 the score. As the throw comes in, can be taken back the other way here, and another good chance. Ooh, beautiful through ball's able to get to Tabaka. Tabaka working her way in and just missed the near side post. As Jillian Tabaka just not quite enough on that chance to score for the Tartan Titans.
That was a great through ball, and that was a great chance. Yeah, I mean, I think had that been on net, she might have had the goaltender beat.
The Tabaka name sounds familiar. It is because they've had a number of students come through the Tartan school system. Charlie played soccer and hockey as well, as did their sister Ellie Tabaka, who also played both soccer and hockey and does so for Augsburg University.
Tartan got the throw on that one because the St. Paul Packer player did not bring the ball back all the way over their head for the throw.
Ooh, good chance that time for the Tartan Titans. It bounces high into the air. We'll see how they choose to play it. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in upcoming for South St. Paul. As we'll have the throw coming here on the near side. Goes up the line. To be taken here further now. Chance now for Matheson, who turns it over to the Packers, but a chance now for the Titans, trying a through ball, but not quite able to get it. All Tartan so far in the last 10 minutes of play. As it goes back into the back line, Naomi Miller here onto the near side. They'll try to take further now, but a nice interception that time by Deering. Deering, a through ball looking here onto the near side for Melissa Bechtold. Berktold trying to work her way in through, taken away, trying to do too much out of that. That should be a corner coming up here for South St. Paul, as they'll have their first chance on the specialty teams tonight.
Yeah, she waited a little bit too long, I think. I think if she would have just went in and put a cross in, both Tartan defense women were rushing over to her, and she had some teammates that were actually wide open. And that's exactly the right play, though, on that defenseman, though, just to kick it out and get it out of the danger zone for now.
McKenna Deering to take the kick. She scored first inside the first 5 minutes of play here for Deering, the senior midfielder. Cross in front, just cannot quite find it as it goes off the foot of a Packer and out of bounds. Pretty good corner attempt there and a good look for the Packers.
That was great. Yeah, for one of her teammates could have just gotten one of their heads on it. Who knows, might have had another Packer goal.
Allie Rash will take the goal kick here for Tartan. As a look here onto the far side, a little bit too far past everybody. Another throw coming up here for South St. Paul. And if you're the Packers, this is exactly what you want. You want sustained offensive pressure after being in your own defensive end for so much of the last 10.
Yep.
We'll have another corner kick upcoming.
Packer corner kick.
It'll be Deering to take it again as she heads to the far corner in the southwest end of Tartan Stadium. As again, you see here, even on the setup for the corner kicks, a lot of socially distanced behavior.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And they score on the corner kick. Ball in front that time. Gabby Owens able to put a foot on it, and the Packers take the 2-1 advantage.
Yeah, she was able just to get enough on it to sneak it past the goalie there, and now we got a score of 2-1.
How much do you think that the setup on the corner kick not being as clustered together, how much do you think that played an impact and a factor on that goal for South St. Paul?
You know, I'm not too sure about that, honestly. Typically, when you're clustered together as the ball's being kicked, you end up spreading out anyways.
So in the 29th minute of play, it's the junior Gabby Owens to give the South St. Paul Packers a 2-1 advantage. Deering scored first for South St. Paul, and the response from Angela Huezo Gutierrez for Tartan has what has got us to this 2-1 lead. Great through ball though, and a chance that's easily smothered up here by Kayla Matusak here onto the near side, looking further this time for Abby Roseburg. As Roseburg, a striker, playing back defensively all over the field too. Pass to everybody, can be taken further now by Frumming. Frumming avoids the pressure of Tabaka here onto the far side further that time for Owens, who sends it further up onto the near side before it can be taken back now. 2-on-2 play. It's taken back the other way now by Huezo Gutierrez. Pass in front looking for Tabaka. Can be taken further along now. A timid play that time by Volkers works in her favor as the Titans able to maintain possession. Working through on a strike and a good save that time by Matusak. Ball goes high into the air off the goalpost, and of course if it does hit those football goalposts, it is out of bounds. And so we will have a goal kick upcoming, and we'll have more substitutions here for the South St. Paul Packers as Addie Waska will come in, replacing the goal scorer Owens.
That was a good response by Tartan to not get down. They came right back in, adding some pressure, so we'll see what they can do these last 8 minutes.
There'll be a goal kick upcoming here for the Packers. Matuzak to take it.
For the Packers, number 6, Waska return.
So far, 2 corners for South St. Paul. They're 1 for 2. 1 for Tartan. They're 0 for 1. No substitutions, of course, have been frequent, so no reason to report you on those numbers. No cards, no bookings as of yet. Ball further up ahead for the Packers before it's taken back by the Tartan defensive line. However, they do lose it out of bounds where it can be taken further on that far side here for South St. Paul. As Berktold look to throw it in onto the far side for South St. Paul. Throwing it in onto the near side goes header off of Pogorski before it can be taken further back up ahead, and the Titans will send it all the way back into the defensive side before it rolls right on that line, if not out of bounds, and there it goes. We'll bring it up just a little bit further.
Packer points.
Deering to take the throw. Out of the far side, 32nd minute, 2-1, Packers lead. We're going to be taken further now. Ball right there on the far side, out of bounds again. This will be a Tartan throw, and they'll choose to go with some haste onto the far side as they had numbers before having to slow up as they ran just out of space. Good through ball in front here looking for Rash. Rash will have to cut it back. Huezo Gutierrez trying from a long distance, goes a little bit wide, and should be another goal kick upcoming, but another great offensive chance for these Tartan Titans.
Yeah, that one you can tell she slowed it down a little bit there, decided to kind of pull it back. Her and her teammate played a little bit of catch, and she was able to get a nice shot off.
Matuzak to take the goal kick from the near side of the box. Short drive with a spin will be taken and fielded here by the Packers as they'll try to go further. Nice decision to go back that time for McLaughlin as it goes all the way back to the back line. Great job there by the Packers trying to send it onto the far side. We'll send it here past the foot of Deering before it can be taken further by McLaughlin, but an excellent play that time by the Titans to break that up as Holton will try to play it further here under the near side. Now it's taken away by Roseburg. Roseburg trying a through ball, trying to work her way past Szymanski, but will have to cut it back. Szymanski with a good challenge, and Roseburg will have to go out of bounds to get in to take a throw in. To take the throw for the Packers, it'll be Fishbot. Szymanski has it go over her head, but the excellent defense of Holton will keep it in. We have a whistle, and that may have gone out of bounds at one point.
I am not quite sure what happened.
So it'll be a free kick from the looks of things, and Holton will take it here. Ashley Holton, the senior defender, part of this back line for the Titans that had been so stout and had done an excellent job of pushing the ball up the field, but a chance now with numbers. Strike from a long distance, overhead, and she scores again. 2 on the night for Gabby Owens, 3-1 South St. Paul.
That was a great shot. That was a great shot. I mean, all the goalie could have really done there is just be a few inches taller.
Well, you see here with numbers in it, the advantage. Beautiful strike from about 30 yards out. And when you're in a spot like that, take a shot, why not? So 2 goals on the night for Gabby Owens. That gives the Packers to 3-1 lead in the 34th minute of play in half number 1. Ball further up ahead now. Can be taken again here by the Packers as they'll try to center. Good challenge that time, but that was a little bit illegal there. And the Packer fans here on the near side looking for the whistle, which they get. Again, crowd capacity limited to 250 as per social distancing guidelines for the time being. And sports only allowing spectators on outdoor games only. We'll see how that comes into play as the calendar continues to turn into the winter months. Backline play now for Fromming. Fromming tries to send it further ahead. Great job of intercepting that time was Danica Draves. Ball goes out of bounds, and another throw on the far side here for South St. Paul. Owens throw, looking under the near side, trying to get it further for her teammate Podgorski. From a sharp angle, the ball out of bounds, however, but Curiel was able to get a glove on it nonetheless. And we'll have a throw up coming for Tartan.
We'll see how Tartan responds here. I'm hoping to see a little bit more pushback from them. After this third goal, there hasn't been much control for them, so I'm hoping to see that they give a little bit of pushback.
Draves ball further up ahead. They're trying to continue to work that push up center. Great job that time. Continuing to play up. Good challenge there. But the Packers able to take it back the other way through the center of the pitch. First to it this time. McLaughlin for the Packers. Further up ahead now. Another chance on a through ball. Good play that time by Miller defensively, and a great save to take that chance away was Ella Curiel. Again, the Packers have started to get their chances now and have started to get odd man rushes too, and have kind of given them the advantage here. Deering, ball into the near side. Chance now for Berchtold from a sharp angle. She picks a corner, and that's an own goal that goes off of Naomi Miller, and the 4-1 Packers take the lead.
Yeah, there's nothing that Curiel could have done on that one. I mean, that was just a deflection off her own defensewoman, and it's one of those things where you kind of take that chance when you're playing defense, hoping to block the shot, and sometimes that's the way it goes. It deflects into your own net.
Well, and if you're Miller, there's not much of a choice that you can have there, except just stick your foot out.
Yep.
Because that's really all that you can do.
36-33 for the first goal, number 8 for the Packers.
And so the goal will be credited to Berchtold. However, it is an own goal unfortunately for the Titans, off the foot of Naomi Miller. And so a learning chance that time for Tartan as they trail now 4-1 here in the 36th minute of play. As the ball goes back, it'll be kicked out of bounds that time for the Titans to be able to reset as Allie Rash will play. On the far side, throw up coming here for South St. Paul. Ball to the near side. It can be taken further here now for Berchtold, who tries to cross in front, out of bounds. Past the goal line, it'll be a goal kick upcoming here for Tartan. As we are inside 3 minutes to play in the 37th minute of this opening half. This time Curiel will take it herself. Wears 77 at home, will wear 30 on the road. Be taken further now here by the Packers. So try to send it. Great job intercepting that time as Volkers. As the Titans look to respond here with a rush back the other way for Jillian Tabaka. Excellent defensive play that time by the Packers under the back line as they'll try to force it out of bounds that time as Fischbach will play with Tabaka as it goes out into the goal line. It'll be a corner kick upcoming. Second a chance on it here for the Tartan Titans.
This would be a great time for Tartan to score a goal so they can go into the next half only down 2. We saw during the middle 20 minutes of this half that they, honestly, I felt like they dominated most of the play, and so they just got to get back to that.
It was Deering who scored first for South St. Paul. Hueso Gutierrez tied it at 1, but then 3 unanswered goals for the South St. Paul Packers have given them the 4-1 lead in the 39th minute. And the corner kick attempt is fizzled out that time before Volker is able to get it back on the rebound, out of bounds, and the Titans will get another one. Good forecheck that time by Roseburg, but it'll be another corner upcoming here for the Tartan Titans. As Volker should take it again. No added time in high school soccer. When that clock hits zeros, that is it. Volkers sends it through the box. Good chance that time. As it looked, it was going to try to get a header for Hueso Gutierrez, but just not enough on it. And it goes sailing past her head, but a great chance on the corner for Tartan.
That was perfectly placed on that corner kick. You can't ask for much more than that.
So the goaltender Matusak will take it here to the near circle. It looks like the Packers will try to extend for one more. It's off the foot that time of Deering, as they'll try to get it further now. Rosebud, now Deering again. Deering slowing up, waiting for her teammates to get there. Chance now here for Roseburg, excuse me. Roseburg cutting it back. Great job that time of passing it further to Berchtold before it's taken away here by the Tartan Titans. It will be a throw up coming. The clock will continue to run as there'll be a substitution for South St. Paul. The clock will continue to run here, and now it has stopped as the clock does stop inside of 5 minutes on substitutions. So 22.4 seconds remaining here, 40th minute of play. And it'll be Deering to take this throw in. Not much time to work with, but we'll see what the Packers are able to do. Deering's throw looking to go past the defense into the box from a sharp angle. Curiel able to get to it and make the save, and with 15 seconds in counting, she'll send it back out through the center of the pitch as the lights come on here at Tartan Stadium. Ball going all the way back through. Tabaka tried to get one last rush on goal for the Titans. A chance now here with the clock expiring. Going in, Hueso Gutierrez makes a shot wide to the right. And that is how the first half of play ends, with an excellent chance on the attacking half for the Tartan Titans.
Yeah, that was outside of being able to actually score a goal, that's honestly a great way to end for Tartan. That's going to give them a little bit of life as they go into the second half. And honestly, these girls don't have that much to worry about. If they can play like they did during that middle 20 minutes of the first half, they're right in this.
Reviewing the scoring for the contest so far today, it was McKenna Deering inside the first 5 minutes of play who got on the scoreboard first for the Packers. It was responded 2 minutes later by Angela Hueso Gutierrez with a nice header of her own. And then 3 unanswered goals, 2 coming off the foot of the junior Gabby Owens, and the other being an own goal off of Naomi Miller, however credited to Melissa Berchtold of the South St. Paul Packers. We'll take a break. We'll show you some advertisements. This is your home for Tartan girls soccer here on SEC Sports.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. There's no way to ever pay you back. Bless your heart, no, I love you for that. Honest and selfless, I don't know if this helps it, but good job, you're doing a good job, a good job, good job, you're doing a good job. Don't get too down, the world needs you now. Know that you matter, 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 yeah.
Hi, I'm Ice-T. As a veteran, I know that for many former servicemen and women, the battle doesn't always end when they come home. Every day, 184 veterans are diagnosed with post-traumatic stress, and sadly, 20 take their own lives. When nothing else helps, professionally trained service dogs can. American Humane, serving the U.S. military for over 100 years, rescues animals in need of forever homes and trains them to become free, life-saving service dogs for our nation's veterans. If you're a veteran or know a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury, please go to AmericanHumane.org to learn about their Pups for Patriots program. Let's give our veterans a fighting chance.
In 2010, Liz was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. After losing her job due to treatment, she was left with few options. A housing voucher gave her hope that she could find a place to live with her daughter. To her surprise, that same voucher would result in her being denied housing.
I felt so dejected and ashamed. It was shocking to me that people actually just discriminated against you for the type of income you were utilizing to pay your rent.
Now, thanks to a new law in New York State, it is illegal for people like Liz to be denied housing based on their source of income. Do you use non-wage income such as veterans or disability benefits, Section 8 vouchers, or child support to pay for housing? If you suspect discrimination, call 1-800-788-9898 to contact the New York State Office of the Attorney General or visit endincomebiasny.com.
I am at this point proud to say that I am using my voucher and a proud renter of an apartment where my daughter and I are very happily living.
Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. is the place that our nation has set aside for Vietnam veterans. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, the nonprofit organization that built the wall, works to ensure the long-term care and preservation of the memorial site. You can help us preserve the memorial's legacy for future generations. Visit vvmf.org to find out how you can help.
Halftime at Tartan Stadium sees the Packers of South St. Paul leading the Tartan Titans by a score of 4-1. Allison Vogt, Alex Westad here at Tartan Stadium. And Allison, we saw a team and a group of players that for both sides were pretty even throughout most of the contest, but that last push by South St. Paul in that last 10 minutes of that first half is really what's made the difference so far for the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers definitely have capitalized on their chances that they've had. Of course, Tartan unfortunately had that own goal. I mean, that was just a crazy deflection off their defensewoman. There's not much, that can really be done about that. It's just one of those fluky things that happen. But if I was Tartan, I would say, who says we can't come back and win this game? They had, a really good middle 20 during that first half and really controlled a lot of that play. So I believe that, they're going to come out strong and we can see a much closer game by the end of the night.
On the other side for the Tartan Titans, as again we take a look here at the goals, Deering scored first for South St. Paul. Beautiful strike right in the box.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an absolutely beautiful shot.
And the Titans doing some great work on the offensive side. Beautiful strike from the sophomore Hueso Gutierrez. That tied the game up at 1, and it was even at 1 throughout most of the half before here's the first of back-to-back goals from Gabby Owens. Nice shot with the goaltender Curiel falling down to her right. And she would score again from about 30 yards out over the head of the senior netminder. And that gave them the 3-1 lead. Then the own goal that Allison talked about, Berchtold carried it in here for South St. Paul. And it goes off the leg of Naomi Miller, trying to block the shot as best she could. And unfortunately, the ball just did not go her way this day. And so as a result, that's how we got to the 4-1 lead. Meanwhile, on the other side, as we were trying to discuss just a little bit, for the Tartan Titans, we've talked about how young and how much of this team is underclassmen. What can they do in this second half to get back into this game?
I'd say play with energy and be aggressive. They did such a good job during that middle 20 of controlling the play. I'd also say maybe a little bit at times when they do get into the offensive zone, maybe slow it down just a little tad. Maybe look for an open teammate instead of trying to just force it into the 12 or into the 18. But I do believe that that if they play with some energy, continue to be aggressive, that they can be successful in this game.
3 corner kicks for each side. The Packers able to score on 1. The Tartan Titans unsuccessful so far. We'll be back in just a few moments for the start of the second half. This is your home for Tartan Girls Soccer.
You for that, honest and selfless. I don't know if this helps it, but good job. You're doing a good job, good job. You're doing a good job. Don't get too down. The world needs you now. Know that you matter, yeah.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it, so do your part and stay home. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit social gatherings. If you need essential items like food and medicine, try using a delivery service. If you must leave your house for essential items, or if you want to take a walk for exercise, make sure to wear a cloth face covering. Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. Try not to frequently touch surfaces like light signals, street signs, or benches. And wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus, so stay home unless absolutely necessary. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Hi, I'm Anne Margaret. I went to Vietnam to entertain the troops in 1966 and 1968. My guys, my gentlemen, if you lived through the Vietnam War era, you know the impact that the war had. But today, we are in danger of history being lost. Current generations know very little about the war or the people who served. As more of our Vietnam vets pass away each day, their stories are being lost to history. Together, we can change that. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund is the organization that built the wall. It works to ensure that future generations will understand the war's impact. Let's help keep the promise that the wall was built on. Never forget. Visit vvmf.org to find out how you can get involved.
America, land of the free. It's at the core of who we are. Freedom.
Okay. Start of the second half here from Tartan Stadium. The score 4-1, the South St. Paul Packers lead alongside Allison Vogt. I am Alex Westad as we look to start the second half of play here. Again, the teams were tied at 1 goal apiece throughout most of the first half before 3 unanswered for South St. Paul gave them the 4-1 advantage, which they currently entertain as the two teams switch sides and will go opposite ends of the field. Nice interception that time there, that time by Danica Draves. And the ball can be bounced up into the air. Turnover right here at center before it can be taken back. Now here onto the near side can be gotten further at time for Abby Roseburg. Roseburg tried to go further that time for Fishbach, but the ball out of bounds can be taken here by Tartan as our cameraman tries to provide some assistance on the near side. Throw back in here, looks like he will get another chance, just a little past his reach, unfortunately. And Danica Draves will be able to take over again. Draves' throw, looking to go back to the South St. Paul back line, who has been almost a handball there too. Comes back here onto the near side, off of Rash defensively. Trying to work onto the far side before it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw coming up here for South St. Paul as it is. Throw here from Podgorski. Tried to go in front looking that time for a couple of the Packers as Kylie Evasic was in there first, and there's a Packer down as the ball goes out of bounds, out of play. We'll get a whistle, we'll get a stoppage here as the training staff will come over to take a look at the player who was injured, as will head coach Tom Hart of the South St. Paul Packers. The player down is Evasic, the sophomore forward. And 4-1 the score here to start the second half of play, as we'll take a look again here what happened to Evasic.
Looks like she might have just stepped wrong on that left ankle. That is not a fun feeling.
Again, another change, of course, in the season in which we are in is that both teams need to have a athletic trainer on their sideline. Again, of course, to minimize the context. You see there other new rules that have changed to soccer. We mentioned the substitution ones earlier in this first half. Running time is a 5-goal rule difference. In the past, it was 6. And I'll imagine that'll change next year. And overtime has been eliminated for regular season games, as that was 10 minutes additionally, and regardless, and the goal for that, of course, to minimize contact. Zevasic back up. And again, the one last thing is that, as we've seen in so many sports now, and changes in adapting to the new world that we live, is no post-game protocol of shaking hands or exchanging pleasantries following the game. Let's hop on your bus, head on home, or even head to your cars and head on home.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it might not be pleasantries being exchanged in that handshake line, but of course it is one of those great sportsmanship things that have been eliminated. Teams have gotten creative on how they kind of salute the team at the end of the game, so, and we have another Tartan player down this time.
Looked as though Jamie Vogel had the foot caught on the challenge from Roseburg as they were trying to move the ball back into the attacking half. We'll have another whistle and another timeout for injury. Goaltending change for the Tartan Titans as Ella Curiel's night is done. They'll move to junior goalkeeper number 33, Olivia Ganji, as they'll roll with a 2-player system. Again, the Tartan Titans 1-1 in play, as you see again, Eric Fetton, 16th season as head coach of the Tartan Titans. And the team's only playing local opponents. Up next for the Tartan Titans, they will take on Henry Sibley right here at Tartan High School before traveling to Matamidi. We'll be there next week for the boys edition of that contest. As you can see there, the schedule for the Tartan Titans, a abbreviated schedule. All games are conference only during the regular season. They'll be at Matamidi next week, then at Hastings a week later, and then at Simley to close out the regular season. And unfortunately, we're really not quite sure what the postseason, if any, is to be played is going to look like. Again, there's a lot of unknowns that are happening, but at the end of the day, we're just happy to be playing again.
Yeah, it is really nice for these girls to for sure be able to have this regular season. But of course, when you're a senior, you're always looking to chase that state championship. So hopefully these girls do get that chance. I know I would have been extremely heartbroken if I was in their shoes. So you'd hate to see that not happen.
Well, again, while we have the moment, and as we take a look at the South St. Paul bench, the Packers leading 4-1 here in the 42nd minute of play. You see their schedule. They are home to Simley. That'll be their home opener coming up on Thursday. At Hastings a week later. home to Matamidi. Again, Matamidi, a team very expected to win the Metro East Conference as Vogel back to her feet. Then at North St. Paul, home to Hill Murray as well, and that'll close out their 8-game regular season. Only 2 games a week maximum allowed for the regular season. Again, as the high school league was making the decisions, as we'll take another look at the injury to Vogel once again. See there, Roseberg just looks like she almost accidentally stepped on her foot going for the ball, and you hate to see that.
She went down really hard. It looks like she might have did something to her shoulder. Seems like she's walking okay, so I'm assuming it's not an ankle or foot injury, but glad to see that she's up and walking off the field under her own power.
Well, the expectation of the high school league was to cut the games by, I believe it was 30 to 40%, depending upon the sport. So that's where we sit.
It'll be a free kick.
And the substitution has been made, and so play will resume. We do want to take a moment to say hello to our friends on Town Square Television, home of the South St. Paul Packers, as we'll be sharing this broadcast with them tonight. We'll have a whistle for offsides and the flag up on the far side. It'll be a goal kick upcoming here. Well, no, a free kick rather for South St. Paul.
That play would have been awesome if it would have not been offsides. As she kicked the ball over her head and over her opponent's head.
Matusak to take the free kick. She'll send it here on the near side for Fischbach. Further up ahead, looking for Roseburg. A little bit too far past her. We're taken further here now for Danica Draves. Draves on the throw. Looking that time before the Packers able to get to it. Roseburg trying to work around, taken down. Should have a whistle and a flag there, and we do, and it'll be another, should be a free kick coming here for South St. Paul. It's going back to take it will be McKenna Deering. Deering, line drive past everybody. Gonna go back into the defensive half for Tartan. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick upcoming here for Tartan. Wherever that nearest ball may be, of course. Looks like there is one behind the net. Be taken here further. And a goal kick for the Tartan Titans. 4-1 the score in the 43rd minute of play. Line drive on the ground, goes off of one of the Packers. Taken here now in a chance, and they score again. South St. Paul takes the 5-1 lead.
Yeah, South St. Paul forward just intercepted that goal kick, and I mean at that point it's pretty much just a nice little tap in for her.
Melissa Bergtold will get credit for the goal, the 5th goal for South St. Paul tonight. And that will be her 2nd, as she got credited for the Naomi Miller own goal. And that'll give the Packers the 5-1 advantage. And the last time that these two teams met was October 5th of 2019, a 3-1 South St. Paul victory at Ettinger Field. The ball will go all the way back into the defensive half for Tartan, where the goaltender for the Tartan Titans, Olivia Gangi, can play it. Gangi's kick another line drive, almost intercepted again by Bergtold. A little bit of slow play, can be played up further that time now for Tabaka on the far wing. Tabaka trying to work her way back into the front. Can be taken further now here by the Titans. Nice through ball that time, looking for Rash, trying to work onto the far side before it's taken away. Great turn on a dime that time by the Packers. So take it away here now, and a chance on a turnover. Gotten further now for the goal scorer for Tartan. Vieira's trying to work through. Good angling shot. They score! 2 on the night for Angela Hueso Gutierrez. And the Titans have drawn within 3.
That was a nice little pull back on the ball that she did there, and just turns around, and nice shot right off the goal post and in.
And we've seen this so much out of the sophomore tonight. Ooh, almost no spin on that ball. That's tough for any goaltender to be able to try to field. For Kayla Matuzak, not that much that she could have done there, but we are now in a 5-2 lead for South St. Paul. And for the Tartan Titans, a team that last season, in a full season, scored only 8 goals the entire year. They were able to score 9 in the game against North St. Paul last Saturday. And the goals have really started to come for the Tartan Titans. So the offense starting to move along. It's just a question of will the defense and the goaltending be there as well.
Yeah, and their defense seems to actually be fairly strong. They seem to be aggressive on the ball, or at least they can be. They've shown that they've been able, to. Of course, a lot of those goals that have been scored, there wasn't much that the goaltender could do on them.
Fromming trying to look on the near side. Again, a nice little play there. Further up ahead, they'll try to race to it, but Fromming is faster for South St. Paul. A little bit of a push there as Tabaka fell onto the near side. Looking further here again, Roseburg. A little give and go play that time for Deering. Deering trying to work on the far side, feeding Roseburg, but also back with her that time is Pogorski. Pogorski from a sharp angle. Beautiful shot in the goal. 6-2 Packers.
And that was just a nice shot. That was just a bullet. She just used her speed to get around the defenseman easily there.
Melody Pogorski, one of the captains for the South St. Paul Packers. Just a nice little run, got back through that last line of defense, and not much of a chance for the goaltender, Gangi, as the ball goes over her head. And now the 6-2 and the 4-goal advantage for South St. Paul has been extended in this, the 45th minute of play. So play is restarted. And we got further here on the near side. Pass is intercepted here by Deering. Deering trying to work up ahead, past the defense. The clock is yet to restart. So still 34:15 remaining on the clock. The ball can be fielded here further now for Fischbach, who sends it back into the Tartan defensive end. Taken here now this time by Danica Draves as the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a Tartan throw. Out of bounds again, another Tartan throw as Draves will continue to work the ball slowly up the near sideline. Draves trying to put it in front, goes off of the foot that time of Rash. Goes all the way back down. Pass can be intercepted here. Pogorski on a loose ball from no man's land really as it goes cross out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick upcoming. Danica Draves taking the goal kick here. Draves on the line, right to the center of the field. The Packers able to get back to it again here on the near side. Roseburg, beautiful through ball. Here on the near side looking for Deering. Deering trying to get around, but excellent defense by Danica Draves. Wesley Gutierrez, through ball there, was looking for Tabaka, but unable to get to it. Roseburg can take it again here for South St. Paul. Roseburg back on the near side for Fischbach. All the way onto the near sideline further for Deering. Deering through ball, looking for Pogorski again. Pogorski gets onside. Will have to cut it back, trying to cross in front, but it's intercepted here by the defense of the Titans as it goes all the way back through, a little bit too far past Tabaka, as it could have been a good chance that time for Tartan, but Fromming able to send it onto the far side before Tabaka able to get it on a nice pass further up ahead from Brooke Laska. Off the near sideline. Wesley Gutierrez all the way off to the far side, looking for Laska again. Laska trying to work her way through traffic in the box. And it'll be a corner upcoming.
That was a beautiful ball to the, I'm assuming outside mid there.
So Brooke Laska taken down, but the ball went over the goal line. It'll be a corner upcoming for Tartan. They had 3 chances on them in the opening half, unsuccessful on all of them. 6-2 the score here. 48th minute of play. And to take the corner kick will be Ellie Volkers, the freshman. Volkers lining up a kick, sent on goal, but an easy save that time for Kayla Matusak. And we'll start the rush back the other way as Roseburg first to it for South St. Paul, trying to keep it in play. She's able to do so with some nice dribbling further up ahead. Roseburg trying to work her way on the far wing, sends it back in front here for looked for Deering before it's taken back the other way here. That time by Berktoll, trying to put it back in front. Berktoll, excellent challenge by Miller to force the Packers back to the outside. And again, for a young team, having the experience that Miller has had, she's been excellent on that back line tonight.
Yeah, she has been. She's really been a stonewall back there for them. I mean, outside of the own goal, which once again, she was doing the right thing. There's not much you can do about that. She's had a really good night.
Miller again will send it off to the far side. Looks like it'll roll out of bounds, but it looks as though it went off the Foot that time of Volkers, and it'll be a South St. Paul throw-up coming. There'll be substitutions coming on here for the Packers as Natalie Henry will come on and will replace Rose Burr. As the throw will be on the near side. We're in the 38th minute of play, ball back in front. Taken further there, almost a dangerous chance. That time we'll have a whistle. It'll be a Tartan free kick.
And we'll have a Tartan free kick.
As the Titans look to add some more onto the scoreboard. Again, their next contest, they'll be at home coming up here on Thursday. Again, Tuesday and Thursday seems to be the most frequent of games being played, as they will play Henry Sibley and the Warriors of Henry Sibley here on
Number 14, Henry.
on Thursday. Here on the near side, can be taken further this time for Allie Rash. Rash trying to work back all the way for Maggie Palenti, who lost that time. Before it's taken back the other way now here for South St. Paul. Excellent defense from Palenti. Palenti trying to work back through as the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Tartan throw-up coming here on the near side as the Titans look to keep the push of play up, and a good chance that time as Hueso Gutierrez will be able to play. Through ball that time, but defended well that time by Fischbach. Great pressure that time by the Titans. The chance here now from 25 yards out is up and good. So we'll have more substitutions coming on, and really a good look there for the Tartan Titans.
Yeah, it was. You saw some a little bit more of that pressure that they put on in the first half, and I hope you continue to see more of that.
But Duszak to take the goal kick from the near side corner. But Duszak has been good tonight. Ball on the near side here, looking further that time for Henry. Deering sends it further before it's intercepted again. Goes past Deering. Could be taken here by Hueso Gutierrez. Gutierrez trying to work her way into some space. Great job cutting back there, but excellent defense from the Packers takes that chance away. Henry on the near side, through ball. Looking further up ahead that time, but the Titans able to temporarily delay the Packer attack, and now they'll be able to take possession completely as Brooke Laska trying to work past Pogorski. Further up ahead now is Szymanski. We'll send it back. We have a whistle and a foul. Conversation with the lead official.
Packer ball.
And it will be a free kick upcoming here for the Tartan Titans. Draves to take it. Draves right-footed line drive right into Deering, and now a chance back the other way for the Packers. Deering trying to work around, has some speed now. Deering might be able to keep it in, and a through ball attempted there, but excellent defense from Miller, able to go back and reset to that ball. Miller cutting back here on the near side, sent further up ahead. Deering almost intercepts before it's taken back now. Some footwork there by the Tartan Titans, able to play it. We'll have a whistle, and it'll be a Packer free kick.
I'm not too sure about that call, but then again, I also come from a hockey mindset, so.
SEC sports fans remember Allison from the hockey coverage that we had the last year now, the 2019-20 season. Of course, also played some high school hockey, high school soccer rather, with St. Cloud Cathedral out of the Great River Conference, I believe. And a play off sides on the rush. It'll be a goal kick upcoming. No, it'll be a free kick, excuse me. Draves to take it for Tartan here. 52nd minute of play, 6-2 South St. Paul lead. We were tied at 1 through most of the first half, before at the time what was 3 unanswered made 4 unanswered goals. It's been a pair of goals for Angela Hueso Gutierrez, the 2 markers on the board for tonight for the Tartan Titans. And for the Packers on the other side, goal from McKenna Deering, 2 goals from Gabby Owens, 2 goals from Melissa Berchtold, and 1 goal from Melody Pogorski has been the offense on the other side for South St. Paul. Fortuitous turnover now here taken by Tartan as they'll try to work back through center. Hueso Gutierrez, excellent through ball, working on her way in, shot, great save by Kayla Matusak on the rush of Brooke Laska.
That was an excellent through ball, perfectly to her teammate. But of course, the Matuzak, I mean, that's exactly what you gotta do. You have to be aggressive when they come in on those breakaways. There's not much else you can do. 99 times out of 100, it seems that they will shoot rather right into you or over the net.
So it should be another corner kick upcoming here, as it'll be the senior Brooke Laska midfielder who will leave the ball further so that way Danica Draves can take the corner kick. This is the fifth attempt, excuse me, on the corner kick tonight for the Tartan Titans. As they'll line it up. Line drive looking for a redirection in front is no good. It can be taken here by Kennedy Szymanski trying to hold the attacking half. On the far side out of bounds, it'll be a Packer throw. I have a timeout, substitutions on both sides. 2 for the Packers, 1 for Tartan on the far end. As it's all smiles for South St. Paul tonight. As they'll play Simley coming up on Thursday. Again, an 8-game schedule, all conference for all teams. If we get a chance, we'll make sure to run down the rest of the SEC broadcast schedules. We'll have soccer every Tuesday and most Thursdays throughout the month of September. Excellent job that time by Gangi to come out and play the ball, as we have hit 55 minutes of play here in this one. Again, 80 minutes separated by 2 halves. The ball can be taken further back here by Laska. Laska is the Titans showing grit. Excellent through ball. If it's onside, it doesn't matter as the Packers touch it. It'll go all the way to the outside, roll out of bounds where it can be touched, and it'll be a throw up coming here for the Tartan Titans. And they have really tried to spring that striker with a couple of through balls in the last few minutes.
Yeah, it does seem to be their game plan right now. It's just split the defenseman. I'm not really sure if that's what they always want to do. I have seen it a lot of times on their wings. Their outside midfielders are wide open for the ball too.
But Tuzak sends it in. It can be taken further now here by Matheson for the Tartan Titans. The ball tied up here. Ooh, good pass that time for Matheson. Good challenge there though to keep it alive for Tartan. As they try to send it further, goes out of bounds. It'll be a Packer throw. As a throw can be taken here on the near side for the Packers here with 23 minutes remaining. Throw from it. Can be taken further. Ooh, good challenge that time. Excellent stand-up defense by Jamie Vogel. Trying to force a turnover. And now Roseburg back into the game. Through ball on the far side, a little bit behind, but still gets to her anyway. Roseburg has the ball fed right back to her. Roseburg with numbers. We'll see if the Packers can stay on sides. They're able to. Roseburg here onto the near side can be taken further now for Henry, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be another Packer throw up coming. Throw into the middle. Can be fought off that time. So try to spin further back now. Of course, we always like to see players who are injured come back into the game if healthy, and Kylie Evasic has certainly done that, and a smothering save that time by Olivia Gangi, able to hold on.
Yeah, that was a good save. There was a Packer going in, sneaking in right behind her, so it's a good thing she got her hands on that ball.
Ball was intercepted briefly by the Packers before Hueso Gutierrez was able to get to it, almost taken down. But the Titans almost had a rush back the other way. Good defense from Matheson, able to slow the Packers here onto the near side. Henry trying to center it back in front. Chance now here back the other way for McLaughlin, but the whistle blows. And we'll have a free kick here for Tartan.
Can see some frustration on the Packers from that call.
Danica Draves. Free kick for Hueso Gutierrez, trying to spring further up ahead for Vogel. Vogel able to get to it. The whistle blows, and it'll be another free kick coming for Tartan.
I'm also not too sure about that call either.
32 yards out on the free kick and a chance. They've had a couple of free kicks from relative to this angle. They had a really good chance on one in about halfway through the first half. We'll see if they're able to execute again as Brooke Laska will take the free kick. Laska on a line, went wide to the left, but Matuzak able to get the gloves on it. Matuzak arcing line all the way back into the defensive half for Tartan. Or can be taken further, so try to play it along. Allie Rash lost the handle on it. Intercepted that time by Matheson for the Titans. Matheson tried to challenge McLaughlin to retain possession. McLaughlin's shot going wide out to the left, and that'll be a goal kick upcoming for Tartan. Have a whistle and a stoppage here for more substitutions. McKenna Deering comes on to replace Carolyn McLaughlin. Deering again the lid lifter for the Packers tonight. There's a ball taken here now by Deering. Deering lost the handle on it. Comes here to the near side. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a Packer throw. Players trying to decide who will take it. And it'll be Fromming to take it out of the defensive line. Fromming trying to work through. Goes off the foot that time of Pineda Martinez. As it'll go out of bounds. Play can resume. Starting pass in front, looking for Roseburg. Roseburg trying to play to it. Held in here this time by a couple of the Packers before it goes out of bounds again. Another Packer throw upcoming as Evasic tried to work back through the middle. Ball back through. Roseburg will cut it back. Can get it further here for Addie Waska, excuse me. A little bit too far now. Goes all the way back as they'll try to push further ahead for Vogel, but not quite strong enough. In fact, too strong, rather. As it goes out of bounds, we'll have more substitutions coming on. As there'll be substitutions for the Packers as Pogorski and Owens back in. Pogorski with 1 goal, Owens with 2. And onto the far side, would appear that there was not a Tartan substitution. Vogel has to go off of her foot out of bounds. It'll be another Packer throw. So far, Allison, in the second half, we've seen the Packers really dominate the pace and flow of the game.
Yeah, they definitely have been a lot more all Packers. The Tartans had their chances too, but definitely been more so on the Packer side of things.
Pogorski working back, trying to center. Further for Henry. As Owens now on the near wing. Excellent footwork, trying to cross, but defended well by the Titans. Working onto that far side. So try to work further along now. Taken away. Hueso Gutierrez left it for Matheson before the ball taken back away now by the Packers as Deering will try to restart play. Deering had the striker Roseburg streaking before it's able to be gotten to by Gangi. We take it back the other way now. Gangi will wait the kick. Back into the center of the pitch, can be taken further here now. Owens. Owens from way out. Shoots high and over the crossbar. That'll be a goal kick upcoming. As we sit here now, 62nd minute of play, 6-2. The South St. Paul Packers lead. Again, both teams will stay within conference for their next contests. As the Titans will take on Henry Sibley on Thursday, and the Packers will take on Henry Sibley, and that'll be their home opener for South St. Paul. Working through traffic. Gangi able to make a save on the attempt that time from Deering. And Gangi coming in relatively rested, has done well with the plethora of shots that she has been faced with. Center of the pitch, Roseburg trying to work back, can be taken here again now by Deering. Deering, challenge attempted by Matheson, can be taken here again by Roseburg. Roseburg through ball looking further for Owens, but it goes off of a body. Through center. Also trying to carry it back the other way. Miller playing up, trying to win that battle. Miller trying to race forward, creating a chance for the Tartan Titans, but it's taken away by the Packers as they'll work back on that far sideline. A little bit too far past everybody, out of bounds. It'll be a Tartan throw. As there's 4 substitutions waiting to come on for Tartan, 1 for South St. Paul.
For the Packers, returning number 1, Fishbach. For the Titans, number 14, Valente, number 21, Wolfers, and number 17, Rachel
As we'll have a throw-in coming up here for Tartan on the far side. Ball through the air, can be taken over by the Packers as they'll try to work on that far sideline. Trying to center in front, Roseburg. Roseburg will cut it back to her defensive Fromming. Fromming trying to run it up, create a play on her own. Nice through ball up ahead for Deering that time. Defended well. Oh, Deering with an excellent effort to try to take it away. Deering onto the far side, ball goes all the way back to the defensive line. Ali Rash will have it go out, and looks like we'll get should be a corner kick upcoming here for South St. Paul. No, it will be a throw. Okay. Onto the far side. Battled for, goes out of bounds. Another throw here for South St. Paul.
Packer throwing.
Now they're now at 15 minutes remaining here. 6-2 the Packer lead. Throw coming to the far sideline, trying to work in front here now. A chance can be taken. Arcing shot, good save by Gangi. Able to hold on and get to that one. So the players will reset. Gangi's kick works back into the center of the pitch. Overhead that time, tried to be headed that time by Rachel Rash. It's taken again here by Deering for the Packers. Nice intercepted ball all the way back down to the South St. Paul end, where it can be go out of bounds. It'll be another throw upcoming for the Packers. Schindeldecker to throw. She'll throw in from the far sideline. Goes off the head that time of Rash, out of bounds. Another throw coming up for South St. Paul. As again, we're looking at the coaching staff of the Tartan Titans. An excellent job so far of coaching these athletes tonight. Roseburg has the ball taken away briefly before finding it again. Intercepted pass that time nicely by Ali Rash. Further up ahead now, Tabaka tries to send a through ball through before it can be taken here by Rachel Rash. Rash with numbers just lost the handle on it. Deering cutting back, excellent challenge to force the ball back into the other end. As Roseburg goes down on the challenge by Alexa Anderson, it'll be a free kick coming up here for South St. Paul.
Seems to be a lot of free kicks this game, or is that just me?
Deering will send it further up for Roseburg as play will resume. Roseburg trying a nice little move around Anderson. Good slide there to try to make something out of it before it can be taken back here again by the Packers and Evasic. Deering trying there. Anderson trying to send a through ball for Tabaka here onto the near side, just a little bit too far. And so there'll be another South St. Paul throw as the Packers will substitute in Henry.
I think that would have been a play where I would have liked her maybe just slow it down a little bit, pick her head up, and realize that there wasn't anyone in front of her.
So we had the whistle to signal the substitutions. So McLaughlin will return into the game as well for South St. Paul. Bench on the Tartan side.
For the Packers, number 14, Natalie Henry.
It's Fromming. Awaits the throw in. Fromming's throw looking for Owens in the middle, unable to be held in by Tabaka. It'll be another throw here for the Packers. Tabaka's throw. Further up ahead for Pogorski. Excellent defense that time by Holton to send it into the air so they can reset. Tabaka battled with Deering there. Was able to win temporarily before Deering regains possession. Deering, excellent foot that time by Draves to steer the ball out of bounds. It'll be another throw coming for the Packers. It's McKenna Deering, the senior, to throw in, the midfielder. Substitutions have been completed. Play can resume. Headed out of bounds that time by Anderson. Another throw coming for the Packers, and another chance for Deering. Deering's throw can be headed in. Looking back, spinning shot that time for Owens, looking for the hat trick, goes out of bounds. It'll be another goal kick upcoming here for South St. Paul. Or, sorry, not for South St. Paul, for Tartan. As As we sit here with 11:22 remaining in the second half of play, 6-2 South St. Paul leads. Deering trying to work through, trying to send the through ball, but Gangi will be able to get to it first. Could be taken further along now. All the way back through, headed that time by Rash. Farther onto that far side now for Volkers. Our next broadcast of SCC soccer will be on Thursday. It'll be boys soccer as Matamidi takes on North St. Paul from George Smith Field in Matamidi. We'll be back with you on Tuesday of next week, as it'll be a chance now back the other way, but it's snuffed out by South St. Paul. Taken there! Oh, not quite enough for Tabaka, as the spin just did not go her way.
That was a great play by Tartan. That's something I was hoping to see more of this half, because it's a little bit of what we saw in the first half. So I hope to, the last 10 minutes of play, we can really see them be a little bit more aggressive.
We'll have a goal kick upcoming here as Caleb Matusak will take it. That spin just gnarly going away from that back post. Otherwise, it would have been a goal for Jillian Tabaka. But again, Allie and I will be back on the airways with you next week at George Smith Field in Matamidi, as the Tartan Titans will take on the Matamidi Zephyrs, Metro East Conference opponents. As a ball line drive can be taken back further. Packers are able to intercept, and they'll keep it here on the near side. Pogorski trying to send further that time for Deering. Excellent little behind the back kick as Deering is down and not doing well. Ball through, can be gotten further from McLaughlin as it's kicked out of bounds. Maybe if it gets that roll, we'll have a whistle. And now the entire stadium hoping for the health of McKenna Deering.
I'm not really sure. I guess I didn't see the play. I think I was looking the other direction, but she is holding her left calf. Of course, it's one of those things that you always fear with the Achilles being right back there. You would hate to see an injury happen to a senior.
So we'll have the injury stoppage here with 9:07 remaining. Half number 2. Again, to take a look at as Deering hobbles off the field, there'll be a substitution to replace her. Again, taking a look at the rest of the SEC soccer schedule, we'll have a doubleheader of boys and girls soccer as White Bear Lake will take on Mounds View on the 15th. Then North, and we'll see the South St. Paul Packers again as they'll take on the Polars in North St. Paul. Then we'll also have a boys-girls doubleheader of Matamidi and Henry Sibley on the 22nd, before what should be a fantastic matchup in White Bear Lake and Stillwater on the 29th of September. And of course, all of these broadcasts are subject to weather and the current health situation which we find ourselves. We certainly hope to be bringing those broadcasts to you, and we hope that you've been enjoying them as well. The throw in back into the far side can be taken back here now from Roseburg. Roseburg trying to send it back. Fromming able to get to it here for South St. Paul. Excellent job to cut back. Fromming has the pass intercepted on a great read that time by the Tartan Titans. Through ball up ahead here for Tabaka, who tries to get onside. Oddly, Matusak playing well up. The play seems to stop, and it was offside right about midfield.
That is a tough call. That was a great ball, a great look. That's exactly what I think needs to be done. Those outside wings, those outside mid, have been open.
So it'll be a free kick upcoming here for South St. Paul. Here with 8:20 and counting. As it'll be Ann Balza, junior defender, to take the kick for South St. Paul. Balza's kick looking for Roseburg, goes past off of McLaughlin's head. Will be taken here now again by Ashley Holton, the senior. One of only a few seniors on this Tartan Titan roster, as I count only 3. A nice through ball here, but it looks like the offside flag may be up again. No, it goes right for Matusak. I thought we were going to have a whistle there. Matusak's kick, high in the air, goes past the defense that time of Draves, back into the defensive half, trying to race back to it now is Allie Rash, who denies oncoming Carolyn McLaughlin. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in coming there from just about the corner. McLaughlin's throw, looking for Roseburg, can be taken there. McLaughlin trying to cross in front. Excellent, right into the box. Shot and a goal for the Packers as we've hit running time at 7-2.
Yeah, that was a perfect play. I mean, she had all day right in front of that 6 to shoot. I mean, there's not much the goaltender can do on that from that close in.
It'll be Gabby Owens' goal. That will complete the hat trick for South St. Paul, as some of the Packer fans on the near sidelines are debating throwing their hats onto the field. But it's like you said, just a beautiful ball right in front, and nothing a goaltender can do about that. Simply pick a corner and hope for the best. And with that, the score reads 7-2 as the hat trick complete for Gabby Owens. 2 also on the night for Melissa Berchtold. 1 for Melody Pogorski, and another for McKenna Deering. And that's a goal scoring for South St. Paul tonight. 2 goals for Angela Hueso Gutierrez for the Tartan Titans as they look to begin a rush back the other way. Unfortunately, denied by the Packers. So take it back through the center, all the way back into the defensive half. We're racing to it as the Packers are not showing any signs of slowing down. Pogorski able to force off the ball that time as Danica Draves playing defensively. And the whistle will blow, and it will be a free kick upcoming here for Tartan. Again, the new rule in effect for this year, the running time starts at 5 goal differential. Draves' kick, pass to Baca, can be taken back out of bounds on the defensive effort that time by Ann Balza. It'll be a Balza throw here for South St. Paul. Throw back into the center. Can be taken further here now for Laska. Laska ball high into the air. Balza with some excellent defense. Laska, good challenge there. It'll be a free kick upcoming for Tartan as the ball went out of bounds. But the tackle ruled illegal. And so there'll be a free kick upcoming for Tartan here right about midfield. For a majority of the first half, the contest between the two was even, 1-1, before the Packers started to take over the game in the late stages of the second half. There's a chance here now from a sharp angle. There may be one here for McLaughlin. McLaughlin from an angle trying to cross in front. Excellent defense that time by Ali Rash, but it'll be rewarded with a corner upcoming here for South St. Paul. And Allison, if you are the Tartan Titans moving into your next contest coming up, what's the message?
I think you learn from this game. I think you take all the positives of everything that you did in the first half, and you ask yourself, how can we play this way for a full 80 minutes? That's always a question with every sports team, right? How can we play our best for the full portion of the game? And so I think this will be a learning game for them, but then you just shake it off and move on.
Balza's kick had to be fielded that time by Genji, and they will push the Titans upfield here in the 74th minute of play. Ball can be taken here by Tartan as they'll try to work back onto the far side. I'll go out of bounds. It will be a Tartan throw upcoming. Meanwhile, for South St. Paul, again, they will take on Simley for their home opener as the Spartans. Onto the far side. Ball goes back into the defensive half corner. So fight over possession here as the Packers looks to simply hold in the corner, run out the clock. Trying to work back to Fromming, trying to work back around. She'll cut it back, goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw coming up here for Tartan. Ball in front was looking for Tabaka, but just too far out of her reach. Can be taken here now. Could challenge that time as the ball is on. Intercepted here by Tartan. Tabaka, as it goes past her, they'll try to keep it alive. For the Packers, able to take it back the other way. Frolic on a rush through center, down to the near side looking for Pogorski. Pogorski through ball, and it looks like it's offside.
Offside.
Packer faithful don't care much for that call. This will be a last-minute substitution here on the throw. 7-2 the score, 4 minutes and counting remaining. Again, we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast tonight. First one for SEC in 6 months. 181 days to the day. Our last broadcast was basketball that featured a Tartan basketball win against North St. Paul in the Section 4 4A quarterfinals before the sports world shut down. We're happy to have you back. We hope you're happy to be back. On the near side throw upcoming. As it can be deferred here for Draves. Draves will send it further up ahead, looking for Tabaka, taken down. And there won't be a call there. However, some South St. Paul students were quite amused. Throw upcoming for the Packers on the near side. Throw further up ahead now off of Roseburn. Looking further ahead for McLaughlin. McLaughlin loses it. Can be taken here now by Rachel Rash. Rash further up ahead for Tabaka here on the near wing. Looking to cross for Tabaka. Tabaka will send it back for Rash. Can be gone further though for Maggie Palenti. Palenti looking for Tabaka a little bit over her head. And it'll be a goal kick upcoming here with 3 minutes remaining. Now we'll have a whistle as the substitution will be completed. Goal kick coming up here from Matuzak. Has surrendered a goal in the first half and the second half, both to Angela Huezo Gutierrez. Otherwise, she's been very talented and very good tonight. Ball intercepted here. McLaughlin trying to make it work. McLaughlin, nice pass, was intercepted that time by Brooke Laska. Here onto the near side, Rachel Rash. Rash trying to work through. Nice little through ball attempted there that time, and she was looking for Jamie Vogel, but the ball goes over the goal line. It'll be a goal kick upcoming. So 2 minutes remaining in what will be a 7-2 victory for the South St. Paul Packers. That will be their first win in conference. Of course, they're only their second game. So it'll be their first win in Metro East play as they will improve to 1-1. The Tartan Titans, meanwhile, will fall to 1-2 on the young but not season. Again, as only 3 games will have been played, but only 8 games to be played total for Tartan. As the throw will come here. Near side looking further up ahead for Tabaka. Was able to play it off her left foot, but it went out of bounds, and there'll be a throw here coming for South St. Paul for Ann Balza. Off of her head, can be taken here further along now by Laska. Try to send it back for Tabaka on the near wing. And so we'll wait the throw in here for Ann Balza. Off that time of Pogorski. Ball further up ahead, looking through traffic now, and a chance here for Melissa Berchtold, looking for a hat trick of her own. Berchtold trying to work through, but an excellent defense that time by Kennedy Szymanski.
Excellent defensive play. She definitely used her speed just to jet up there, catch up to her, the forward, and was able just to kick the ball out of bounds.
Throw in that time for South St. Paul is knocked out of bounds. And looks like it'll roll into those trees off the far side. And they'll have another throw in upcoming here for South St. Paul. Packers throw. Taken away on that far side. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick here with 15 seconds as the Packers will retreat back. And the free kick will come with a sharp angle. Tabaka will go off of her foot as the horn sounds here at Tartan Stadium, and the Packers victorious tonight by a final of 7-2. And aside from that first half, it was a night for the Packers.
Yeah, aside from the first half, I mean, the second half, it was all Packers. They definitely dominated, had more of the possession, was definitely down in the Tartan end a lot more often. On the flip side of things, Tartan had a really great first half. It's something that they can definitely build off of, especially since they do have a lot of young players. Part of that's just finding that consistency.
And on the other side of things, too, for us on the broadcast side, excellent feeling to be back calling games again for everybody watching at home.
Yeah, it's definitely always nice to have sports back, of course, during this crazy year, and we hope that continues.
Mahtomedi and North St. Paul coming up for you on Wednesday on this exact same station. Allie and I will be back next week for you at Mahtomedi as your Tartan Titans will take on the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. From all of us here, David Schuyler in the truck, as well as Arlen Becker, our numerous camera operators, and the cast of thousands running things behind the scenes. For Allison Vogt, I am Alex Westad. This is your home for Tartan Girls Soccer. It's SCC Sports.